This is Bonsai Productions. I'm here with engine master builder Don Emery. Don, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
Now, what do you got here? I see you've got something that you're going to put in something, and it looks top secret.
It is an LED clone. They're non-existent. Anything that is existent is selling for large dollars. There was a 67 red-on-red rag that just sold. I'm not sure whether it was Barrett Jackson or Meckham's, but it sold for $3.5 million. So a friend and customer, actually a Duramax Performance customer, has a 67 rag resto mod they're building, and they wanted something similar to that. So while you can't buy one, we decided to build one. And trying to stick with the original architecture, we used a set of aftermarket aluminum heads. Bear built those up. Found an early block. Had to go with a 7.4 liter 454 block because there are no 427 notched bore blocks around. And I found a 427 original forged steel truck crank that we were able to use. And we went with Eagle rods and Weisical forged pistons, 660 lift solid roller cam, all the good valve train so that it can be revved and beat on a little bit. Avoided the large carburetor thing. It's a Dominator intake that I made an adapter to put a 4150 poly that's around 870 CFM. Took a bit of a monkeying around to get the fuel right on it so it's drivable. But this car should be an absolute riot to drive. I expect the horsepower level, it'll be governed because I don't want it to bend the car, but it's probably capable of more than the car can actually handle, so we'll probably govern it for 7,000 RPM. It's capable to run up to 8, but that would probably be nasty. And if a gear was ever missed, all of my handiwork would be all over the ground. So, because these will rev to the moon.
Mm-hmm. What type of horsepower? What kind of horsepower are you looking at? That $7,000.
I'm thinking around the 650 mark. It'll go past 7 if you buzz today, but the higher you rev it, the more the longevity issues come into play. It'll probably run on 93 octane, but we'll probably run a blend of aviation fuel and premium pump. Just because the car won't get driven much, and pump gasoline now doesn't last very long in a fuel tank. You know that from your GTX that we had to freshen up. It just turns to pus. So a build like this probably sneaks up on 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
GM Performance has a Tribute motor in their performance catalog, and it's 480 horsepower, and it translates to about 18.5 Canadian. So this kind of an engine is, more than worth the dollars because you're getting a couple of hundred more ponies,
Mm-hmm.
and it's relatively period correct, if there's such a thing, on an engine like an LE8 that was never built in huge quantities anyway.
It's beautiful. It's a work of art. Now, the distributor on there seems kind of uncharacteristic for.
That's my go-to distributor for doing base setups on the test stand. I'm not a guy that likes to go to the dyno immediately because a lot of the times you can be so far offside on fuel. You stick it on a dyno, spin it with a dyno starter, ram it wide open, and find out you're 8 or 10 jet sizes lean, like we were on the primary side. You end up with a roached motor before you even take it out on the street and pound it. So I spend a fair bit of time just on the stand here, just getting everything sorted out so it'll take throttle and it'll idle without, with having to jack the throttle open, and make sure it'll come off idle and it's drivable. Because these cars, this is an resto mod, he's going to drive it. It's not going to be something that sits in a collection composting. It's not a trailer queen.
Mm-hmm.
And the same guy has an Eleanor. We're going to build a 427 Ford period correct side oiler for. They're sitting here in pieces.
Nasty.
Yeah, rescued from a rotten Chris Craft boat from '66.
which are getting really rare.
Really rare.
Yeah,
They're still out there. There's still a couple in my marina that I keep my family cruiser at, and it's the next one. And then I have a 455 fairly ratty Pontiac engine that's going in a 75 Trans Am, a low miler that was, you know, a barn find basically, or a garage find. It was about 30,000 miles on it.
Beautiful. Can I ask you about some of the troubles you had and how you rebuilt and recreated this carburetor out of several different?
Well, I needed a 4150, and they're hard to come by right now, and they're stupid money. And if you've got to screw around and tune, you don't spend 1,700 Canadian on a carburetor and then start throwing hundreds of dollars in parts at it. So I bought an 800 that came off of a Mercruiser Performance 5 1/4 horse 502, and then just started throwing money at that. And when I'm done, I will tidy it all up with, you know, with aftermarket billet metering plates and make it look pretty. But the carburetor's dialed to do what I want to do without having to take a new one and throw a ton of parts in the garbage. And, well, not in the garbage, but like it's a lot of the stuff that's out of the box is never suited to something like this, because this is kind of a one-off thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of overlap, lots of lift. It's tough to carburate something until you actually get into it. And obviously, Holly's about the only option.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are pushing the fuel injection thing, you know, the throttle body sniper, but it's an even bigger nightmare to tune. And you can get on the dyno and find out in a real hurry that you're lean with one of those and end up barbecuing it, which, you know, is the whole idea behind something like that, is to keep it alive so they can enjoy it. So,
well said. Well said. Can we hear it?
Sure, we can.
Please, Uncle Donnie?
You got your earplugs?
Yeah, I'm going to go and cut this mic down to -20. And we're going to stay where we are and rolling. And
this will only take a second. This thing lights right up.